Welcome all. Welcome to the lecture series on technological innovation, management and entrepreneurship. This video is a part of learning management system under the Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. So in our last class, we did study about what is management, meaning of management, the definition of management given by various managemental scientists, and we did also learn about the importance of management. Why management is important, what is the necessity of having management, and how useful it is. In today's class, we will be learning more about management, that is the nature of management, or also called as characteristics of management, and the functions of management. So in today's class, we'll be knowing about nature or the characteristics of management and the functions of management. Together with that, we'll also do some multiple choice questions. Now, what are the characteristics of management? What are the when I say management, what are the things that is character of management, or what is the nature of management that it is going to have, right? When I tell management, what is the nature? How management looks like? What are the characteristics of management? We will see the characteristics of management. I will just go through the points and we will go in detail in the next slides. So the characteristics of management are: the management is goal oriented, management is universal, management is an integrative force, management is a social process, management is multidisciplinary, management is continuous process, management is intangible, management is art as well as science. Let's see first point. Management is goal oriented. We all know that any management works with some motive, right? They have some objectives to achieve. Otherwise, what is the purpose of having a management? When you have a management, they have a purpose for them. Why that management, and what is the purpose of having that management? What are they going to do? That is goal. There is no management without a goal. So any management that we have is with some goal, right? So management first characteristic is it is a goal oriented. Management has no justification to exist without goals. Without goals, there is no need of any management. Management is done to achieve something. When there is no goal that is being set, then there is no justification that we can give that a management is necessary, right? So management goals are also called as group goals or organization goals. Organization goals are then dwelled down into group goals and then individual goals. So each one, when they achieve their own goals at a higher picture or a greater picture, it will all incur for the organization goals. So management goals are not individual group, a group goal. It is a group of people joined together to perform a task or a goal. So that so the main purpose of a management is a goal, and that goal is not individual goal, because when it is one person, it doesn't make a management. Management is a group of people. So, the goal is called as a group goal or an organization goal. The basic goal of management is to ensure efficiency and economy in utilization of human, physical, and financial resources. So, what is the goal of management? The goal of the management is to ensure efficiency and economy in utilization of human, physical, and financial resources. So they ensure that whatever the resources that are available, it is effectively and efficiently that is being used. So that so a management is necessary. Yes. So the basic goal of the management is whatever the resources that is available with us, it is maximum utilization of the resources that is available for us. So that is also a functionality of management. The success of management is measured by the extent to which the established goals one achieve. So how can we say that the management is successful? It depends on whether we have achieved the goal or not. It is measured with respect to the goal that is being set. Is it achieved or not? Okay. Next, management. Second point is management is universal. Management is universal, which means that anywhere you go, the management is the same, and any kind of organization, uh, anything from home to a very well organization or a company that is working, management is necessary. Starting from home to any business that you do, management is necessary, and that is universal. Everywhere there should be a management which monitors and which directs every functionality that is being run, right? So that is what management is universal mean. Management is an essential element in every organized activity, irrespective of size and type of activity. Any kind of activity that you do, when it is more than two or three people are joined to achieve that objective, then it becomes a management, right? Wherever two or more people are engaged in working for a common goal, management is necessary. Thus management is a pervasive activity. It exists everywhere. Managers at all levels perform the same basic functionalities. See, the way each manager, the way they approach and do the things might be different, but the functionalities that they perform, that is controlling, that is directing, organizing, planning, these functionalities will remain the same, but the kind or the approach they use might be different, but they perform the same basic functions. All types of organization, example family, club, university, government, army, cricket team, any business requires management. Anything where two or three people are involved, and they are all working for a common goal, then a management is necessary. Management is an integrative force. Why do they call it as an integrative force? Because the essence of the management lies in the coordination of individual efforts into a team. So integrative andre ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ನ ಇಂಟಿಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್ ಹೂ ಡೂ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್, they all have to work in coordination, and all the energy efforts that they join becomes the management. All the different departments that work together in a coordinated manner becomes the essence of the management, and everybody working together in a coordinated form is an integrative force. Management reconciles the individual goals with organization goals. At a higher picture, organization goals might be different, but to achieve that, all those goals will be broken down into pieces, where that goal will be reduced in such a way that for each individual who is working for that common goal, that will be divided into smaller goals. When each individual work towards their goal, when each one works towards their goal, the organization goal will be achieved. So for that he tells that management is an integrative force. Management is a social process. Why it is social process? Because it is concerned with the interpersonal relations, because you're working with humans, you're handling humans, you're getting the work done by human beings, and definitely when you're working with humans, you need to have a very good social behavior or interpersonal skills. All those things become a social process. Human factor is a very important element in management. That is why Aple, who is a scientist, he tells that management is development of people and not the direction of things. Management is you develop the people. When you develop the people, they all work towards the goal. When they work towards the goal, the organization goals are achieved. So it is mostly dealt with people. That's why management is a social process. A good leader is a good manager is a leader and not a boss. It is not just giving orders, right? When you give order, the way you give the order, it all depends on how you get your work done. When you are a very good leader, you just don't direct them. You just don't give orders to your employees that you're supposed to do this. You direct them, you help them, you guide them on how to do the task that is being assigned. So that time you are called as a leader. When he becomes a boss, he just gives the work that you are supposed to do this. How to do this is not told by the boss. So when you want to be a good manager, you need to be a leader where you need to lead or you need to direct and not just giving orders. So management is a social process. Management is multidisciplinary. What do you mean by multidisciplinary? Because management has n number of disciplines that is being integrated in the concept of management, right? You need to be a good planner, you need to be a very good organizer, you need to be a leader, you need to know how to get your work done by people. You need to know technical skills, you need to have social skills, you need to understand the minds, or you need to understand the behavior of different human beings. You need to know economics. So there is so many disciplines that is involved in the concept management. So he tells that management is multidisciplinary. Too many disciplines are involved in management. That's why it is called as management is multidisciplinary. Management has to deal with human behavior under dynamic conditions. Therefore, it depends on wide knowledge derived from several disciplines like engineering, sociology, psychology, economics, anthropology, etc. So many fields are being added, included in this management. So it is called as multidisciplinary. Management is a continuous process. Yes, in our last class also we discussed a number of times that it is not once or one time doing work. Management is not okay, today I did management, tomorrow I don't need management. It is not like that. It is a dynamic process. It is not static, right? You continuously direct people on how to get the things done, and you also monitor whether it has been done or not. If it has not been done according to what is being expected, you will have to bring back them to the line. So it is a continuous process. It is not a static process. The cycle of management continues to operate as long as the organization action for the achievement of group goals. Until and unless you achieve the goal, management process will continue, and it is a dynamic process. When it is a dynamic process, it is a continuous process. Management is intangible. What do you mean by intangible? Intangible means you cannot measure management in quantitatively in the sense that you cannot measure management in terms of kilos or in terms of liters, or there is no unit that management can be measured. Management is an unseen and invisible force. Yes, you cannot measure, or you cannot, there is no unit to measure management, but definitely you can feel, right? But definitely you can feel the presence of the management in the form of results, right? We all have heard that the management is not good. You don't go there, or any schools, you go, management is bad. So how do you, there is no measure that they can measure, but definitely we feel when the management is doing good for the employees, or when the management is not doing. It is a felt factor. Not, I cannot measure that, but definitely we can feel the presence if there is a very good management that is working. And yes, it can be measured in terms of results. You have goals set for a management, And when your management is very good and people are happy, they will work for you, and you can see that in the form of results. If the management is not good, then the people will not work for me, right? They will be leaving my company at regular intervals. People will not stick on to my company just because the management is not good. So for that reason, they tell that management is an intangible. It is not a measurable unit, but definitely it is a you cannot it is not seen, but definitely you can feel the management, whether a management is present or not. So that's why he tells that management is intangible. Management is an art as well as science. Yes, we all know that from last class also we did study that management is art as well as science, because art, you should know how to get work done by people, and no two individuals are same. So you cannot apply the same principles to everybody to get their work done. So there are different kind of people, and you need to have an art to get uh, work done by different kinds of people. Management is also a discipline involving specialization, training, and an ethical code arising out of its social obligation. It involves both determination and the accomplishment of organization goal technically, and science also, because it is a scientific way on how you do all the functionalities of a management, from planning to controlling. So it is a scientific way how you do all the functionalities of management. That is why he tells that it is a art as well as science. Now let's see what are the functionalities of management. He tells that there are 5 essential and well accepted functionalities of management. He tells that the functions of management are 5. What are those? Planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. These are the 5 functionalities, main functionalities that is involved in management. You need to plan, you need to organize, you need to staff, you need to direct, and you need to control the process. So these are the 5 functionalities that is involved in that is are functions of management. Next, let's see what is planning. Now we all plan from the day we get up. Morning when we get up, we plan, right? What am I going to do? So planning is a executive function. That is a very important. Every day when we get up, we plan, right? So that plan becomes very crucial. What we plan, almost half of the things are decided in advance. Half of the output productivity that we know, okay, I'm going to do this, right? So that is a very important period, and that's why they call that as an executive function, that is referred to as decision making. What am I going to do today? That I will plan, right? So that is a decision making. This involves the following. What are the things that is involved? When an organization, when I'm starting my own company, or when I want to start my own organization, the first thing that I am going to do is I am going to plan. What am I going to plan? Setting short and long term goal. Why am I starting the organization? What is the goal of organization or the company that I am going to start? Setting objectives. What are those that I am going to work for? Objectives, strategies, policies for accomplishing the planned goal. These things all come in the planning things, that I am going to plan. What are the objectives? I am going to set the objectives. I am going to set the strategies on achieving all those things. To achieve those, what are the policies, and how am I going to work all these things? Dealing in advance, what to do, how to do, who has to do, when to do, where to do, all these what, where, when questions are all dealt during planning term. This planning bridges the gap between from where we are now and where we want to go. So that is about planning. Yes, planning bridges the gap between where we are now and where we want to be in the future. So this is about planning. Next is organizing. Organizing involves determination of activities required to achieve goal. In planning, I would have set the goal that I want to achieve. In organizing, I will determine the activities that has to be performed so that I will achieve the goal. Grouping these activities into department. What are the goals that is been what are the activities that needs to be done to achieve the goal, and those activities can I group into different departments. Assigning such group of activities to manager, I will held one person responsible for all those activities, and I will name him as manager. Manager who is responsible for those activities to be completed. Forming delegation of authority, I will give each person a required amount of authority. Making provision for coordination of activities. Now, when I have divided the goals, goals achievement or achieving the goals into activities, now each activity they have to be in a coordinated order so that I will work towards my goal. So dividing the activities which are required to achieve the goal into different departments, and giving the responsibility and authority for the group heads or the activity heads, and I am also taking care how these activities are working in a coordinated manner. So that is regarding organization. Next is staffing. Staffing is selection process, right? Now I know I have planned my goals, I have planned my objectives, I have planned my strategies. Organizing, I have divided all the strategies, all the activities that has to be carried out into different departments. I have also carried out the organizational chart, who will be the leader, who will be managers, who will be workers, how many workers required, how many managers, how many department, how many activities. All those grouping and the organization structure is being formed. Once the structure is ready, now I need to hire people for each position that I have divided the activities into. So that is the staffing, that is hiring people for the right job. Finding the staffing involves finding the right person for a right job, selecting the personnel, placement, training and developing new skills required for present and future jobs, creating new position, aspiring the staff, and planning their growth and promotion. Staffingally, what happens? I will do the selection process. Selection process admele people who all have been selected for what position. If workers, if they are working, what kind of skills is required. If I am not able to find people with that skill, how am I going to train them? How am I going to plan their growth? How many years they will get promotion? If they work for more years, what is the incentives that they will be getting? How am I evaluating their performance? All those things will come under staffing. Next is directing. Directing involves three sub-functions, namely communication, leadership, and motivation. Directing is also known as leading. How am I going to lead the team who are working under me? That is directing. That involves communication, how well I am able to communicate with the people who are working for me. How am I able to lead them or guide them in achieving the objectives that is been set for them? What are the motivation factors that I am providing, that so that the employees who are working under me will be motivated to work for me. So these things are together forms the directing. Communication is a process of passing information and understanding one person to another. Communication is whatever the top management or higher officials tell, I should be able to understand that. I should be able to convey that to my people who are working under me, and when people come with problems, how well I am able to understand their problems, what is the solution that I'm going to give for the problems or the conflicts that occur. So communication is very important in directing. Leadership is a process by which manager guides and influences the work of his subordinates. Leadership is not by giving orders to your employees to work. It is guiding and leading them towards the objective that is set for them. Motivation means arousing desire in the minds of the employees of the organization to perform their best, right? uh, People do work different in different kinds, right? Depending on their interest. So the manager should know what is that which motivates the employees to give their best. When they understand that the motivation factors of each individual, that they are going to do their best. If I motivate them regarding this, so all those motivation factors should be understood, and the manager or the leader, whoever is leading the team, should know the motivation factors to get the best from his team. Next is controlling. Now, what do you mean by controlling? Controlling is measuring and correcting of activities of subordinates to make sure that the work is going on as per the plans. Control means it is not that I am controlling you, right? Or you are supposed to be in front of computer for 8 hours, for 10 hours. You're not supposed to get up. You're supposed to work for this many hours, and this is the time that you're going to come. It is not controlling like that. Controlling means whether they are working towards the objective that is being set for them. If there is any deviation, I will monitor that, and if there is any deviation, I will make sure that they are back on track, so that the objectives or the goals is not diverted. So this is controlling. He tells that this involves three elements. What are those? Establishing standards of performance, right? When you know that this is the standard that you need to perform, then you work towards them. And there is nothing that is being given that, okay, you will be evaluated like this, or if there is no standard on performance, then it will be difficult to control. Yeah? Difficult control in the sense, how do you evaluate the person who is working really hard and a person who is not doing anything? So there should be a method on controlling the activities that is being performed. So that is establishing standards on the performance, measuring performance and comparing with established results. How are individuals, or how is the team working with the performance that is being set? If they are not working, then what is the action? If the team is not working towards the objective, then what is the corrective action that needs to take place, that the team is working properly? So this is regarding the controlling function of the management. So with accomplishment of all these five functionalities, the management cycle is said to be complete. We plan, we organize, we staff, we direct, and we control. So these are the five functionalities that a management will do, or will perform. Anywhere you go, these are the five functionalities any management is going to perform. The way they do might differ, but the functionalities remain same. Now let's do some multiple choice questionnaires. Question number 1. Which one of the following statement is not correct? So which is not correct? A, management is a goal-oriented process. Yes, it is a goal-oriented, it is correct. Management is a rigid process. I don't know. Management is a continuous process. Yes, it is a continuous process. Management is a dynamic process. Yes, it is a dynamic process. So what is the statement which is not correct? That is option B. Management is a rigid process. It is not a rigid process. Question number 2. Management is considered to be an art because. Why do we call management is an art? A, the principle of management have universal validity. You have a universal validity, because of that you call it as an art. The principles of management have universal application. B. C, different principles of manager are brought into effect differently by different managers. It is not important for the practicing manager to be a member of the professional association. No, it is option C, because different managers handle things in a different way. That's why it is an art. Not all managers will be same. Not all managers will handle the situation in the same manner. So it is left to each individual, and each individual have their own art of performing. So management is considered to be an art. It is a personalized application and knowledge and skill. How much you might have studied, but how well you are going to apply the knowledge and the skills that you have, that is an art. Question number 3. Management is not an applied science, a pure science, an art and a science both. So that is quite easy. It is option B. Management is not a pure science. It is a social science and scientific. Question number 4. Management is a dash directed process as it aims at achieving specified goals. Management is a option A, continuously directed process. Option B, future directed process. Option C, goal directed process. D, deliberately directed process. So what is the answer? Management is a goal directed. You need to have a goal for the management to drive its employee in achieving those goals. So it is option C. Fifth one, what managers do in India, USA, Germany, or Japan is the same. How they do it might be quite different. Which characteristics of management is highlighted in the above example? Option A, management is multidimensional, management is all pervasive, management is goal oriented process, management is group activity. So this means that management is all pervasive. Option B, which means anywhere in the world management is same. The way they apply might be different, but the management functionalities remain same. It is all pervasive. Question number 6. Which management functions involve setting goals and objectives and creating specific plans for completing them? Which management function involves in setting goals and objectives? Option A, planning. Option B, organizing. Option C, controlling. Option D, leading. This is a very straightforward question. It is option A, that is planning. Planning function involves setting goals and objectives. Question number 7. In what order do managers typically perform the managerial functions? In what order do they perform? Or option A, organizing, planning, controlling, and directing. Option B, organizing, directing, planning, controlling. Option C, planning, organizing, directing, controlling. Option D, planning, organizing, controlling, and directing. This is also quite direct. It is option C. We plan, we organize, we direct, and we control. Question number 8. Determining how best to group activities and resources is defined as determining how best to group activities. Which functionality determines grouping activities? Is it organizing? Is it planning? Is it controlling? Or is it directing? This is also quite direct. It is option A, organizing. Organizing is the functionality which groups the activities and resources that is available in order to achieve the objectives of an organization. Question 9. Monitoring and correcting ongoing activities that facilitate goal-oriented is defined by monitoring and correcting ongoing activities. Which functionality does that? Yes, you're right. It is option C, controlling. Controlling functionality dwells with monitoring and correcting ongoing activities. Question number 10. Motivating members of an organization to work to their best interest of the organization is defined as motivating is which functionalities? It is option D. That is the functionality of directing, where the managers motivate the employees to give their best to the organization. So This is regarding session 2 on characteristics of management and the functionalities of management. 5 functionalities and the characteristics of management. I think it is clear. Thank you for your attention. I'll meet you in the next session. Thank you.